Hey y'all, April J. Peterson always coming to you with the April Facts. Now I have a very special guest today. So this guest is also my podcast brother. He has a key to my house. I have a key to his house. But he has allowed me to have the honor of interviewing him. This guy is a podcast host, creator, entrepreneur, investor from West Philadelphia, Bengy Jones. What's up, Bengy?
April, I love you, sis.
Really?
Thank you.
Thank you. I love you too.
It's weird. I never been on this side before. It's weird. I never sat
How it
right
feel?
here. It's weird.
It feel weird?
Yeah.
But you sit your ass over there because this is my seat tonight.
Absolutely. I'm in your house.
Rock the mic. You know what I love about you is that I thought that I was the only obsessive, and I'm not saying you're obsessive, and if you are, then you can agree.
Facts is facts.
I am an obsessive Rockefeller girl. I was in the baby blue, powder blue, pink, velour, everything with the Air Force Ones. I thought I was signed with the Rock. And I had the Rock chain from the gallery. Is now considered the 12th district now?
Fashion district.
Fashion district. Yeah. That's what the 12th district. That's where I got locked up at. I'm sorry, y'all. Confusion. But I got Bengy Jones from the Rock the Mic podcast. Bengy, I have so many things in my brain that I want to ask you because
I'm here.
Yeah, you're so talented.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
And I like what you're doing because the Rock the Mic thing, in the connection of the whole Rockefeller history, Rock Nation, right?
Absolutely.
What I like is that was such a prominent time in hip hop,
especially in Philadelphia.
It
hit more in Philadelphia. Pause. Coming from Philadelphia, like I always tell Neef this when I talk to Neef. Him and Chris, like in my age category, they sparked you remember that DVD era?
Come on.
I believe it was going to happen regardless, but once
Headshot,
once all them guys realized, how old Chris and them was, and they was doing it at a high level, they were like, we could do this too, and it got crazy.
Right.
It got crazy.
But Bengy, can I say that what you're doing right now, currently with the Rock the Mic podcast and bringing that whole Rockefeller, like timeless, beautiful moment, back together, the more retro version, right?
Yeah.
What I like is that I don't feel like people understand that Philadelphia had so much to do with that Rockefeller era. Now, can we talk about that?
It was the hard pause. It was the hard section of the Rock. Beanie Siegel was the most feared MC.
Absolutely.
At one point in time. He was Jay-Z's go-to hitman. Nobody touched Hove because you couldn't get past Beans. With Free, Chris and Eve, Petey Crack, Owen Sparks.
A good starting five. Yeah.
It got crazy.
Yeah.
It got crazy. So in all fairness, everything is hip hop, but we like what we like, and they was Philadelphia heroes. Shout out to Major Figures too. Major Figures did it on a big level also.
Yes. Shout out to Gilly. Shout out to Wallow.
Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to Bianca. Shout out to Bump, Ab Lava, Dutch.
That era with Eve, Philly's Most Wanted, Major Figures, Ram Squad, State Property. Like that was a golden era of Philadelphia where a lot of lives was changed, and it sparked the next generation to see them coming back with success, and we see people getting money off of rap.
Exactly.
So it made other people sharpen their skills. Then you got DVDs and Bob and Bam and
Reed Dollars,
Joey Jahad, Meek, everybody got they run. And then you got the new wave and
Magic.
so on. So on. Yeah.
Shout out to Magic.
Shout out to Magic.
On in.
Shout out to Magic.
Yep. So that was a timeless era. Like, so going back in time and trying to bring that here, but make that connection with the newer sound, because I think that a lot of this new rap or artists were highly influenced by that time.
Yeah.
But I feel like because that era was so full of lyrical MCs, they don't want to acknowledge it because I feel like they know that they can't compete with it. Is that a strong opinion?
It may be that, or maybe is they just got their own vibe.
Okay.
Because I remember, how can I put it? I remember everybody. I fought with a lot of people explaining Freeway when he first came out. They didn't like Freeway voice. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying, listen to him.
Okay.
And now, 20 years later, Freeway is still here to this day.
Mm-hmm. That's because you have that vision, and I feel like what I get pleasure out of is that in 1996, when I was like 12, 13 years old, right, and I was bumping my Discman to some guy named Jay-Z, and everybody thought I was a weirdo because I was listening to Streets is Watching and all right, of that. So for him to be him now, and it's like, I told you. So I feel like you have that vision. Like I believe I have that vision. Like you can scout talent before it grows. You believe you had it?
Maybe, hopefully.
I think you do. Hopefully. I think you have really good taste, so that's why I assume that.
Inshallah, but it's just logic. You like what you like, and everything. It should make sense. Like you can be fooled and you can be entertained.
Okay. All right.
It's two different things. You can be fooled and you can be entertained. Okay. Everybody don't give they all until they all truth and entertainment is okay. Is basically who connects and what makes sense and what hits more.
Okay.
Like Mary J. Blige.
Mm-hmm.
I would never look at Mary J. Blige in a sexual way, and I think she's a beautiful black goddess. Given that, because growing up, I know my pop fucked up, excuse my language, because my mom would play Mary J. Blige. And I know
Mary holds you accountable.
We got to clean the house and everything. So it hits different. Mary's like an aunt to me.
Yeah.
She's so beautiful.
Mary, my sister in my mind.
She's so beautiful.
I think Mary's
I just
my
seen a
big
picture of
sister
her earlier. And
yeah,
I'm
I
like,
love Mary real bad.
But I would never, like, if I had a chance, I would, it wouldn't, because I really look like, that's all I heard was Mary J. Blige growing up.
Okay. So you said that all you heard was Mary J. Blige growing up. So I have to assume, and I'm only making a connection to this because when I was younger and I listened to Mary J. Blige, it was because I came from a very underserved environment, a lot of issues, a lot of trauma, a lot of problems. And I feel like Mary spoke
for that. She was the voice for that. She was the voice for that. My story is just like everybody else's story. It's not. It's not.
Well, what is it like?
It's not perfect. Raised by my mom.
Okay.
I'm the oldest of her 7 on my father's side.
Okay.
Oldest of 3 on my mom's side.
Okay.
My dad had three different families all at once, respectfully, but he didn't do it right.
Islamically?
No.
Okay.
The
play away. Okay.
I hate to say it, but the society way.
Okay.
How they, you know.
He did what he did.
He did what he did. Mm-hmm. Like everybody's grown now, and everything's good, and we all turned out to be decent human beings. But it could have been better. But it's the same. It's the same story. It's survival of the fittest, and raised by a single strong woman.
Okay.
And it taught me a value in treating a woman, looking at a woman, and also stepping up as a man.
Okay. Now I hear you say that strong woman, right? And I'm highly triggered by that strong woman thing, right? Because I feel like women that are considered strong are eliminated. And when I say eliminated is that we're so strong and dependable and reliable, but we're not lovable. How is that? Answer that.
Sometimes it could be intimidated for a man. I can't speak for men though. I don't want nobody to bash me and tear your comments up.
Okay,
but
let them tear it the fuck up. Who gives a fuck? Ain't this rock the mic? You gonna rock the mic or no? The fuck?
Pause.
Okay.
Excuse your language.
Not rock it like that.
Yeah,
but
I know.
Yeah, in a hip hop way.
Yeah. But in all realness, sometimes men can be intimidated by somebody that's strong that can do whatever they can do.
Right.
Maybe even better.
Yeah. But P.S. Not to cut you off, but real quick, just so I don't forget. strong people don't wake up just, I want to be strong today.
Right,
Shit
right.
happen.
Yeah, it's survival of the fittest. That's
Come
what I just
on.
said.
Exactly.
Maybe everybody has a story. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a story. It could be a big story, a small story, a medium story. Pause. But it's a story, and you don't know what chapters was leading up to where that story is at now with that other person. You only know your story.
That's true. I only know my story, but in knowing my story, I can make connections to people that have the same story.
Exactly.
Right?
And some people, they story, they didn't, you have to self-evaluate too. Mm-hmm. We all, let's talk about it. We all deal with mental health.
Absolutely. And shit, if you come from where we come from, you're still dealing with it.
It's
PTSD,
it's a common thing, even if it's not artistic. No disrespect. I don't want to word it in the wrong way to offend offend a community. Okay. But we all deal with mental health, so
absolutely,
you have to.
I do too.
You have to check your demons, and when you wake up in the morning and wash your face, the first thing you do when you wash your face, you look in the mirror. Okay. That's the only person you, other than whatever God you believe in, that you can't lie to. Mm-hmm. So once you get that intact,
come on, come through.
I don't got all the answers, but once you get that intact, there is a process.
Yeah, it is, and being accountable, because I'm the accountability coach. I don't know if you know this, but in order for us to go to the next level or to better ourselves, we got to be accountable for the role that we play in shit.
Right.
Okay. Before we go to that growth thing. Okay. That's very hard to do. Mm-hmm. Everybody can't do that thing called growth. Okay.
It's a lot of work. Our own bullcrap.
Yeah. Now getting back to what I wanted to say. Okay. All this rock the mic, Rock Nation, Rockefeller, Hove, and Dash.
Recognizing opportunity through honest economic methods and change.
Okay. All right. A little impulsive, but I like it. But what I want to know is, how the hell do you got all these Rockefeller cosigns? And one more fucking thing. I was supposed to interview Oskino last year, right? And Oskino agreed. Shout out to Oskino. I love you, Oskino, period. Oskino is a legend. And I wanted to interview Oskino, and he agreed to the interview, and he said he'll do it. But I had a lot going on. I was still in school, and I had a lot going on. I guess he like, bitch, you playing. And never responded back. So I just want to say, Oskino, I am big sis of Bengy.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna a real nigga.
I wanna interview Oskino because
he move around a lot. Like his interview. When I interviewed, that was my first time meeting him in person. We talked before online. But it was a movie when I interviewed him. He was busting art traps.
He's so talented.
Like, it was going down. Like, I was a hustling bull. Shout out to but with the Rockefeller cosigns, let's go to the genesis of everything being started. The podcast was started by myself, Leak Don't Speak Much, and Twin. Leak Don't Speak Much is the official A&R for state property. We went to
direct connects.
Yeah. We went to high school together back in the early 2000s. Prime Rockefeller years.
Okay, what high school did you attend?
University City High School.
Uni. You went to uni?
Yeah.
I went to Bartram Human Services. We used to fight y'all all the time. Y'all used to get your ass whipped. But anyway, next joke.
That I didn't have nothing
I'm just talking history. But I don't think we were in school the same year. So maybe you was the uni when I was gone.
2004?
Yeah, I was gone. Yeah. 2002, I was done.
Okay, but
so maybe y'all start winning after I graduated.
I can't speak on that, but I never got my ass whooped by nobody in Bartram, and that didn't happen.
But this is back in the day.
Yeah, but back in the day,
allegedly,
or not allegedly, I didn't get my ass whooped.
Oh no, I'm saying allegedly. Uni was getting their ass beat.
I can't speak for Uni. You may be right.
Yeah, I seen a couple of them slide down steps on 40th Street.
That's bad.
Yeah, real bad.
That's concrete.
Trauma.
That hurt.
We was talking about that's the shit we was around.
But that didn't happen to me.
Okay, so going back to what you were saying.
Back to what I was saying. It was started by me. Leak Don't Speak Much. He's the official A&R for state property. We high school friends from University City High School. Twin is Emilio Sparks' twin sister. It's a story behind that also.
Okay.
A lot of people he never like because he's personal, so a lot of people don't know he's an actual twin.
Okay, he's private.
Yeah. Okay. If you know, you know, but like he wasn't like in all his interviews back in the Source and Double XL, he never said I'm a twin.
Okay. And speaking of the Source, your podcast was mentioned in the Source.
Yeah, shout out to the Source.
Don't play with Bengy. You're a humble guy.
Respectfully, it's more work to be done. It's more work to be done, and to carry that, and that's a huge pause. That's a legacy that I can't fumble. So even though it like, if you tune in to Rock the Mic podcast, you'll understand what's going on. But it's a legacy that I can't fumble and I can't disrespect. So you got to carry it with honor. So
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. I can say that whole Rockefeller era, that was a lifestyle.
Yeah, it sparked a lot of careers, and it changed a lot of lives. It changed my life because it showed me that I don't have to wait. I can do it now. Just educate yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was different journeys I went through and other people went through. And when you come together, it can be bigger than what your story is. Still finish your story, but it may be a bigger story and all that. And that comes to the fact that Twin is a real successful party promoter. She promotes parties every Saturday at 56 in Lansdowne.
Okay.
The Blue Book Lounge.
Okay. I remember going to Blue Book when they first opened, when not a lot of people knew about it. Yeah. Now everybody's there.
She got it on lock. She brought Jada out, all types of
Nuff Said was there.
Shout out to Nuff Said.
Shout out to Nuff Said. Nuff Said was my first interview on my podcast.
I ain't meet him yet, but he from West Philly and I like what he doing. I see his
I'm going to reach out to him and see if you can get an interview with him. That would be nice.
Anybody from West Philly that like I got to.
Yeah.
Is a given.
A lot of talent in
Shout
West Philly. Enough. For sure. Shout out to Nuff.
And I think he got a situation with Jimmy, right?
A situation, a big situation. He's with Vampire.
Yeah. So sure.
Yeah, nothing little around here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a co-sign it.
Respect.
Period.
So we started the podcast and it was about, I believe, July we started filming. And what we did, because none of us knew about podcasting.
Okay.
And I kind of quarterbacked it. I watched a bunch of podcasts and I had my own opinion of them. And all we did was shoot content. But I talked to Chris. Shout out to Chris.
Okay.
The best podcast
Young Guns
producer.
Chris?
No, Chris right now. Shout out to Young Chris.
Our engineer
our
Chris?
Yeah. Shout out to Gunner too. Shout out to Gunner too. But Chris from Philly Podcast Studio.
Yes, Philly Podcast Studio, our engineer. Yep.
I sat down with him and he said, your first episode is great. And that was like our pilot. We were just playing around with pause. It was a test run. Okay. But the chemistry was there, like how me and you just talking. Like this is not rehearsed. I didn't email her questions. I just told her what I did and everything, and our conversation is natural.
Right.
It was just like that. The vibe. Right. So we let it go. We shot 4 episodes in the midst of a month.
Okay.
And I held on to it.
Okay.
So, excuse me. I didn't know about editing and everything and all that type of stuff. So I had to educate myself on that. And I linked up with Ant from Rerun the Streets. He assisted me on post editing and I told him my vision. And that's when we launched. We launched in September, I believe late September.
Okay.
We launched with 4 episodes from the rip.
Really?
And
it's been on ever since.
It's been on.
Now, I just want to highlight something since you mentioned Chris. What I like about Philly Podcast Studios is that Chris, not just, just take your money.
Right.
He's passionate about the work that comes from the studio. Right. And that's why I like Chris. Shout out to Chris. I love you, Chris.
Shout out to Chris.
Chris, we won't be millionaires, Chris, and I hope you hear me. I'm going to have this April Facts boat. And you're going to ride it, okay? We're going to be sitting there with whatever the fuck we want to drink.
Absolutely.
Okay, you gonna be on the boat too.
Absolutely. Chris good. He good people. He good folks, and he taught me a lot in the beginning. And he still got me in the right way. So yeah, it's a good relationship.
Okay.
So so basically the Rock the Mic podcast is basically me and Lee. We started out when we used to be in high school. We remember the Rockefeller D Block situation and that battle. Yes. That
was a bad time in history. You know why? Because I am a heavy Jadakiss fan, and I am an extreme Beans fan.
Jadakiss is so loved in Philly. He's so loved in Philly.
We can't get into that fight. That was a fight I couldn't get into.
It was, but we used to debate about that every day in the lunchroom. Maybe in class, maybe in the class too. Because we never went to class. I'm not encouraging not going to class. Stay in class.
Please go to class.
Stay in school. Yeah. But that's what we did. And to think about we doing a podcast now, like years later, is crazy. But we making it profitable. Like I'm like, damn. And it's respected, and like I was talking to it don't want to be a flex. I was talking to Dame, and
let me tell you something, Benji. You are a humble guy, but every fucking now and then you have to flex, and it's not a flex. You're sharing your blessings. You're sharing your manifestation. We got to get out of I don't want to say this because I don't want nobody to feel small. No, fuck that. Because you grew from something. Show that.
It's still work to be done. But yeah, like Dame acknowledged the podcast. He reposted it, and I sent him a respectful.
Shout out to Dame and Dash. I love Dame.
Shout out to Dame. I sent him a respectful DM, and he responded. You know,
okay.
And I'm not gonna say what was the conversation because it wasn't a conversation, but it was just I see you and. You better know you better know what you
That's
doing.
Damon Dash. Yeah. I don't know him personally, but I would put my money on that he's one of the most authentic individuals in the industry. Okay. What I love about Damon Dash, and I say this all the time, Benji, that I got the talent of Hove, but my principles is like Damon Dash.
Right.
Like I got the talent, I can make it with what God gave me. But I'm gonna tell you what the fuck is on my mind.
He's a smart guy.
And I'm a protector. Like Damon Dash, I feel like this industry that we're in, we gotta choose sides. And when it comes to that Rockefeller era, I can't pick Dame. I can't pick Hove because I feel like they are equally responsible for everything, and both sides were needed. What's your feedback on it?
With Kareem Biggs Burke also.
Exact. Can't forget Kareem.
Shout out to Biggs. I think everybody played a key role in the success of Rockefeller. It wasn't just one person. It wasn't just Dame. It wasn't just Hove.
And when we gonna give the Diplomats some credit too? Because the Diplomats came in and saved the day too.
Yeah, and
when the gas was running out.
Cam,
come on, shout out to Cam.
Cam went platinum. He was the only artist to go platinum other than Jay-Z before Kanye. So we gotta give Cam his flowers.
Come on with the facts. I love Cam. Always did.
Yeah. And Cam business was right. Cam, I always say Cam treated Rockefeller the way respectfully, the way Rockefeller treated Def Jam.
Absolutely.
So absolutely, like, we with y'all, but we just need distribution. We got something going on, so we gonna get moving, and that's what they did, and that's why Dipset took off the way they took off.
Very respectful dudes. You know what? Speaking of Cameron, what you been in Harlem or something? You said pause about 20 times.
I hang around. I hang around a lot of young guys, and they're foul. Okay. They're foul. You gotta watch. But the real meaning of pause, because like I seen an interview with Dame, and he explained it. He's saying it's a vocabulary. It's a brain exercise. So instead of we immature. So instead of saying something crazy, it make you think. Like, don't say that word, but like that.
Okay.
Like, say if I'm about to say something, I ain't gonna say it, but say something that's pausable.
Okay. Like, what's pausable?
I can't say that because it's gonna be a pause.
But here's the thing. I feel like if you are secure in who you are, what you gotta pause shit for?
You definitely
wherever it lands,
it's a game. It's a game. So you can choose not to play it. You can choose not to play it, and I shouldn't be. I probably shouldn't be playing it, but I want to play it. Like that's.
He said that's what the new niggas is doing. I'm pausing.
No. That's not what the new, because Dame and them started in Harlem. It was
that's why I said Harlem.
It's an intellectual thing. It just once it got popular, now it's a thing.
So pause is like pausing your impulse.
Pause is pausing before you say something that you don't need to say.
That's what I'm saying. Because when you say, because I do it a lot, and this is something that I'm trying to get better with, Benji. I swear to God, I say whatever the fuck is on my mind.
Absolutely.
And it's been a gift and a curse. Okay, I do feel like in the society that we grew up in, right? You come from West Philly. I come from South Philly, Southwest Philly, right?
My son's from South Philly. Shout out to the P.
Shout out to the fucking P. Wait, come on. Shout out to the P. Shout out to SWP. Okay, Beans. Please don't mind how I pursue. I love Philly's Most Wanted.
They had the summer on Smash. I remember they run. I always say they should have got signed. Them Major Figures, they all should have been signed to Rockefeller. It'd have been different.
What?
It'd been different. But then
the Figures
probably we wouldn't
and
have
them and Bleak and that would have been a lot.
But then history would have been altered because we probably wouldn't have free. Respectfully, like they probably would have got.
We wouldn't have $1 million worth of game if that would have happened. So we got to look at it like that, right?
Yeah, everything happened the way it's supposed to happen. But it's just interesting in the fan perspective. Like, what if Gilly Beans, everybody was all on one label? Like,
right.
Crazy.
You know what's funny, because you mentioned that and it triggers thought for me. Like in life, like Hov saying, gotta learn to live with regrets, right?
Right.
And when I heard it in 96, it was just a song that you can bop your head to. But now that I'm 40 years old, gotta learn to live with regrets.
It hit different.
You know why? Because sometimes the things that you regret make you who you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everything's supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Even the stuff that you didn't want to happen, it was supposed to happen.
Right.
Because it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't supposed to happen.
That's it.
Excuse me.
And as a entrepreneur, talent seeker, and boss dude that you are, and being this hip hop, historian, right? Where do you see hip hop going, or where would you like to see it going?
I got some slack from my uncle. He seen I did it in another. I said it in the interview that respectfully, I ain't mean harm, but I said respectfully, hip hop is bigger than some religion.
Absolutely, it is.
So what I mean by that, because I'm gonna have to explain it.
Okay, I'm listening.
If people just look at the whole interview, they'll understand. Like, instead of like talking shit.
Mm-hmm. But they're gonna do that anyway. Let them talk.
When I say hip hop is to some people, hip hop is bigger than religion. Some people don't have religion. Like, they believe in God, but they're not spiritual. They don't go to the mosque or the synagogue or church, or they but they breed hip hop religiously. They dress.
That's me.
They dress like so is global. So is whatever you like now, because it can never go back to where it was in the early 2000s, in the 90s, or in the 80s, in the golden era, when when Big Daddy Kane and Rakim and all that. But it's global. So you got people that can't even speak English that raps.
Yeah. I feel like hip hop speaks to the happy, to the hurt, to the person that wants to be inspired, to the person that wants to get fly. Like, hip hop is a multi-language piece of art. And I represent it so well, and I'm so proud of it. I have hip hop pride, and I have to say that on my podcast, because ignorant people will interpret it. Oh, you ghetto. You wear gold hoops. You wear chains. You wear gaudy clothing. You wear long nails and all of that.
But what's the meaning? Sorry to cut you off. What's the meaning of ghetto though? That's what because
I'm glad you touched on that.
You shining and you look very beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
the way you articulate yourself,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see ghetto. So that's why I asked, what's the meaning of ghetto? Because
Uh-huh.
just because I don't have a suit on, which I do wear a suit sometimes,
Yeah.
don't mean that I'm doing certain stuff. Like I'm in a group text with a bunch of, with people like would say not sexy bosses.
Okay.
When I say that, is retired SEPTA drivers that took their pension and did something with business, and they're very, very successful. I don't want to put people because they
working class people that put themselves in a
they're very,
position.
very successful, and you wouldn't believe like they're rappers would die to make the money they're making, and they're living their dream, and they're the boss of their life.
Okay.
So the thing is you being successful in your own right, and like, what is ghetto? Like, because
can I answer that for you from my perspective?
They don't wear suits every day, like those guys. Mm-hmm. They're good gentlemen. They're good men. But
guess what? When you think of hip hop, the only reason why these stigmas are attached to it because racism affects those stigmas, right? Because hip hop was started by us, and we know that not many groups think that highly of us. But we're so influential though, right? The other thing is, and I'll use myself as an example. I like to use me as a reference, not because I think I'm the shit, but it's because I am. But I'm not. I'm not going there. I'm making a real point. When you can come from a place that's so broken, that's so hurt, that's so damaging, and rise above that shit and still own who you are to the core. The world is scared of that because you know why? Because in the ghetto, they know you from the bottom, right? Mm-hmm. And when you get up here, they know you done seen all that shit that y'all done did when I was down there. And now I'm up here and I have this platform to speak my truth, or I have this certain position to speak my truth. Y'all don't like that. And you'll know the ghetto tell the truth. When we rap, we tell the truth.
What you just explained? Mm-hmm. What you just explained? Respectfully, showing Jay-Z Carter. He did it his way. And if it wasn't for hip hop, like somebody growing up in, I don't know, like we know his story, but we don't really know his story. Right. You get what I'm saying? So somebody growing up in that in the projects, and now he's worth like $3 billion. It showed a lot of people like we can do that too, because he is certain circumstances that we all come from.
Right. All we have to do, and
if it wasn't for hip hop, sorry to cut you off. If it wasn't for hip hop, birthed a lot of millionaires.
That's what I was about to go into, bro. That's what I was about to go into.
Even if they didn't deserve it, like who cares? Like it changed a lot of families. It ruined families, but it gave people financial freedom, and that's the whole goal for us as a race.
Yes,
because we will forever be 400 years behind.
We want peace. The crazy thing is, and I know that some of my viewers can view me as a person that's very like overly emotional or have selective outrage or whatever the case may be. But I just feel like I've been to a place where I know how the world sees us. I know the services that we receive. I know the conditions that we live under and all of that. And because I rose above it and I escaped it, and I'm trying to put myself in a position to get in a better position so I can change systems.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? And the other thing is, when you have overcome that and you're conscious and you care about the conditions of people, you got a moral obligation to say, no. We got to clean this shit the fuck up.
Exactly.
And I'm the child of the ghetto. I seen it. I know what we deal with. We deal with sexual abuse that get hidden under a rug. We deal with our fathers and our mothers being addicted to drugs, and our fathers not being in the home because they weren't properly fathered, and mothers having issues with daughters, and which cause issues in female relationships. And we have like all these cycle of things.
And what about mom that's really trying, but all she got is her? What about mom that's working 12 hours a day? What about mom that's working 12 hours a day, maybe with a part-time job on the weekends too? So who's watching the kids? Respectfully.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
So it's
a long ass banana to peel.
So
a lot.
We got to keep in mind that people are trying, but trauma is everywhere. Like when I said, earlier when I say let's talk about mental health, let's really talk about it because that's a form of mental health. Like my mom really tried her best.
Yeah, under the circumstances.
She was never on drugs. She just made some bad decisions with men, mainly my father.
Right.
But
trying to make up for something that she probably did not receive.
Exactly.
Not making an excuse for it, but that's the answer.
Not making my father seem like a bad man, but some people energies, certain energies not supposed to match.
Yeah.
And we are products or people that shouldn't have never fornicated sometimes. Okay. But when you hear, you got to take care of them.
But Benji, can I ask you a question real quick?
Right.
Do you believe that people that have not been properly loved or properly cared for or advised can't properly give love?
I believe that.
Yeah.
You got to love yourself before you be able to love somebody.
Yeah.
And you got to figure out, that's why I say when you wake up in the morning, you wash your face, you look in the mirror, that's the only person you can't lie to. And it starts from there.
Yeah.
Start loving yourself because you can't love nobody else if you don't love yourself. You can't treat nobody a certain way if you treat yourself a certain way.
Right. What you just said, that whole self-love piece and the whole self-love piece I'm thinking about, and I'm like, more of us need to start loving ourselves. And that's a real big thing. And that's why we have haters. That's why we have killers and domestic violence and all the things that we deal with in society because there's a lack of love. Benji, we are running out of time. We were really vibing.
This was good.
This was really good. You are my Capricorn brother. You cannot escape me. We're locked in for life.
Locked in for life.
You can rock my mic. I can rock your mic.
Pause, sis.
Oh, pause. My bad. Because they might think I'm rocking your real mic. Yeah,
respectfully. Pause. This is my sister.
I want to have the opportunity to be on your podcast if I can have the honor.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. We're going to make this happen.
Ain't no rush.
We're going to make it happen. And I like the build up to our interview too because we really got to know each other and it made it more in depth.
Exactly.
It was going to be mature anyway because I felt your energy through the internet.
I'm glad you did. And I'm glad you received me the right way because some people don't know what to do with me because I'm a lot. I'm honest, I'm straightforward, but then I'm sweet and I'm humane and I love people
see a lot of my
and
mom
all that. Really?
I see a lot of my mom. My mom is shy though, so like you more outgoing, but she say what she means.
Yeah, my heart is in the right place. Like I said, we're running out of time. Let the people know where they can find you at before we get out of here.
On Instagram, Rock the Mic Right. On YouTube, just type in Rock the Mic Podcast or Rock the Mic. It'll pop up with Beans and Free videos and all that type of stuff. So it's official.
All right.
Check
and
us out.
Before we get out of here, I just want to put it out there that Rockefeller Records is stamped in history, and any artist that's ever been affiliated, signed, did a feature with anybody from Rockefeller Records, you are stamped in history. And I love y'all. Y'all changed my life. I come from pain. I come from struggle. Okay. And everybody on a rock says something that was influential, right? That affected our lives, that made us want to win. And that's why I love Rockefeller, because everybody on Rockefeller came from nothing.
Talk about it.
Okay, they came from nothing and they said, I don't give a fuck that I come from nothing. I'm the shit. I'm going to show the world that I'm the shit. I'm going to be the shit and I'm going to believe it. And I had that mindset. And that Rockefeller mindset got me 2 degrees and I'm working on a 3rd one. Okay? So I just want to say the Rock is responsible for that Mamba mindset. Okay. The Rock is responsible for that bigger, higher level thinking, at least for me, because hip hop saved my life, which is why I have to always showcase the people that appreciate the culture, that are still involved in the culture, that respect the culture, that has also let hip hop influence their lives towards their personal growth. And that's the April fact coming from the accountability coach. Good evening. The fuck?